Adam Cooperstein. Well, tonight there are signs of some progress in this daily battle that the tri-state is facing in this coronavirus pandemic. New York recording the fewest number of daily deaths in nearly 2 weeks, 540 in 24 hours, and the number of hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and people put on ventilators dropped again as well. Today marked the first full day Governor Cuomo's mask order is in effect. New Yorkers have to wear masks when they can't socially distance, and everyone also has to wear masks on the MTA, period. Tonight, the number of people diagnosed in the U.S., that's now 717,000 plus. There are more than 37,800 people who are known to have died from COVID-19. Here are the latest numbers across the tri-state. New York has more than 236,000 known diagnoses and more than 12,000 deaths. New Jersey has more than 81,000 confirmed cases, more than 4,000 deaths, and in Connecticut, more than 17,000 people have been diagnosed. More than 1,000 people have died. As always, our team of reporters standing by to help walk us through what we do know about this pandemic. News 4's Rana Navini starts us off at the Javits Center with the promising news from the governor today. Rana.
And Adam, we're outside the Javits Center where, as of 4 o'clock this afternoon, they're treating 266 patients. That is far fewer than this makeshift hospital is equipped to handle, which is hopeful news. And the governor also sharing some hopeful news today about the total number of hospitalizations across New York State. But experts are warning that it's still a long road ahead. Promising news in the battle against COVID-19. For 3 days in a row, the number of hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and intubations in New York have all gone down.
Hospitalization numbers are down. Good news. We were been hovering around 18,000, then we went to 17,000, and we're now at 16,000.
But the governor cautions there are still about 2,000 COVID hospitalizations every day in New York. The state is still on pause through at least May 15th.
Nobody wants to reopen more than me. Nobody wants to get the economy going more than me. Nobody wants to get on with life more than me and everybody else. We're all in the same boat.
Cuomo again pushed for more testing in order to reopen the economy. In the meantime, mandatory face covering orders are in effect in New York. At the National Action Network in Harlem, people lined up to get prepackaged meals and face masks. Reverend Al Sharpton was there to greet people. State leaders and medical experts warning that now is not the right time to loosen preventative measures like social distancing.
Just need one person to, I quote, inspire a community of others to see them outside in good weather, to get them to go, just to take a chance, just for one day, to then cause exposure rates to increase 1 or 2 weeks later.
Dr. Calvin's son works in emergency rooms around New York City. He says many hospitals are still at capacity, and relaxing the rules could overwhelm them quickly.
But if you want to make my life a little easier and the life of my colleagues a little easier, someone who are already hospitalized, sick, intubated, on life support because of unnecessary exposure, if you want to make our lives a little better, you actually have that responsibility, and you can do something about it.
And Governor Cuomo also shared some hopeful news today about the infection rate, pointing out that that is key to slowing the spread of the virus. He said that the infection rate in New York State has gone from 1.4 to now 0.9. Reporting live outside the Javits Center on the west side, Rana Novini, News 4, New York.
Okay, reasons for hope, but certainly no time to relax. Rana, thank you. New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy says efforts to flatten the curve are working there too, but the toll also continues to grow. It's bad. More than 3,000 people diagnosed in the past 24 hours, and that raises the total number of cases to 81,000. An additional 231 people died from COVID-19 as well. News 4's Adam Harding is in Hoboken now, where the strict stay-at-home orders may be paying off.
There are encouraging updates tonight from local hospitals, but the governor making it clear New Jersey is not yet out of the woods. In Hoboken, the city is marking its lowest one-day total of the novel coronavirus in over a month. 3 new cases overnight, with over 100 now fully recovered. The mayor says the preventative measures are working. That includes new rapid testing, open this weekend with results in roughly 15 minutes.
Over the past 3 weeks, we have been able to move these lines closer together to the point we're now reporting more people leaving the hospital than entering.
Governor Murphy says there are more than 3,000 new cases statewide, the death toll pushing past 4,000. But the number of patients in the ICU is stabilizing.
We're not out of the woods. We have not yet plateaued. We're still memorializing hundreds of people dying a day.
In Newark this morning, the mayor was on hand for a mask giveaway.
We are mandating that people have masks on and covering, really, on their face. So we want to give people an opportunity to get masks if they don't have them.
That's good that they're doing that. That's real nice because everybody don't have masks, and that's a wonderful thing.
Right.
I just heard about it, so I said, let me come up here and get me some.
This is a blessing.
And despite calls from some, especially in Atlantic County, to reopen parts of the state, the governor has made it very clear now is not the time to do so. It is not safe. He said when it is safe, he, of course, will do so immediately. In Hoboken, I'm Adam Harding, News 4, New York.
And new orders today from a nursing home at the epicenter of COVID-19 cases in New Jersey. Earlier this week, police found 17 bodies inside a small morgue at the Andover Subacute Rehabilitation Center in Sussex County. Well, today, the state's commissioner of health said the owner of that facility received several citations and now has to file a plan of correction, a plan that includes hiring an on-site infectious disease specialist. And out of Connecticut, Governor Lamont says that his state's presidential primary election will now take place August 11th, postponed, of course, because of the pandemic. He made that announcement today. This afternoon, Lamont visited a COVID-19 testing site in New Haven. He praised the Connecticut National Guard for getting that center up and running in just 10 days. You'll have to log into CBS.com to see if you qualify for a ticket to get tested there. Meanwhile, Long Island seeing another spike in COVID-19 cases. There are now more than 53,000 positive COVID-19 cases in Nassau and Suffolk counties. The death toll there now stands at 1,109 in Nassau. Over 28,000 known to be infected. There are more than 26,000 positive cases in Suffolk, meanwhile. Officials did not provide an updated number on deaths as of yet, but during today's briefing, County Executive Steve Bellone called out the federal government.
Only level of government that can do this is the federal government. The message is to all of us on a local level that you take care of it yourself, that local governments, you bear the burden, that local taxpayers, you bear the burden. And that is unacceptable.
Bellone says the federal government should step up and provide the resources to help the local governments fight back against this virus. And now back in Nassau County, people donating masks, gloves, and other much-needed PPE, that personal protective equipment, to first responders. County legislator Joshua Lafazen and other local lawmakers hosting this PPE supply drive outside the Oyster Bay Fire Department. They also collected other life-saving supplies like shoe covers, disinfecting wipes, and hand sanitizer. All right, just a short time ago at the daily White House briefing, President Trump accused Democrats of politicizing the battle against the coronavirus pandemic, moments after he called for a bipartisan response.
If we came into this room today and said the battle is over, we have won, it's 100% gone, the Democrats would say the president has done a horrible job.
The president also accused Democrats of blocking additional aid for the millions who have lost their jobs because of all this. Democrats want more funding for hospitals and for food assistance programs in that bill. All right, these lines are quickly becoming a lasting symbol of the economic impact of the pandemic. Thousands of people waiting for food, just trying to feed their families. And tonight, New York City's Volunteer Food Army kicking into high gear with the help of the National Guard. News 4's Miles Miller has more from the Kingsbridge Armory. It's in the Bronx. It's now a temporary food distribution center.
At the center of the nation's coronavirus pandemic, a massive battle to ensure no New Yorker goes hungry. The city enlisting 11,000 licensed for-hire drivers to deliver meals. The line of taxis to get into the distribution center at the Kingsbridge Armory stretched down the block. Cherie Melton was an office administrator. She was laid off because of the virus. Now she's pitching in to help cash-strapped families.
They're very, very grateful. They're very appreciative, which makes me feel really good. And sometimes there are people on the sidewalk walking, they'll see me delivering food, and they'll tell me that I'm a good person, God bless me. So I get a lot of compliments like that.
I think the need, unfortunately, is going to be rising.
Mayor Bill de Blasio toured the distribution center. Members of the New York National Guard loading up this taxi with 3 days worth of food. It'll go to families in desperate need. Green cab driver Nancy Reynoso has been making food deliveries for the last 6 days as the virus takes a toll on her own family.
It's very mentally challenging too. I've had illnesses in my family. Someone passed away yesterday. So it's hard.
Also helping the city's most vulnerable, God's Love We Deliver. Volunteers loading up and delivering food.
The clients are so grateful. This is not just delivering food, but it's saying hello and letting them know that they're people who care about how they feel and how they're handling sometimes isolation.
Tonight, the city worried about our health and our food. In Kingsbridge Heights, the Bronx, Miles Miller, News 4 New York.